Hello and welcome to Xinhua Live. I'm La Yuchen with Xinhua News Agency. Here is the west end of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. It's a mega project at the estuary of Pearl River in South China and the longest man-made sea crossing in the world. Today we are going to have a ride on this bridge. I'll tell you some features of this project as well as its significance to this area while we enjoy the magnificent scenery together. But first of all, we've invited Mr. Li Jiang, the Energy Director from the Bridge Authority, to give us a very brief introduction on this bridge. Please, Mr. Li.
港珠澳大桥全长55公里，共有2部分组成。第一部分香港、珠海、澳门3地的连接线及口岸，第二部分指港珠澳大桥的主体工程，东起粤港分界线，西止于珠澳口岸人工岛，全长29.6公里，共包括6.7公里的岛隧工程和22.9公里的桥梁工程。本项目自2009年宣布开工，到2018年2月份，主体工程已经通过了交工验收。目前项目正在进入到正式通车前的模拟运行阶段。
Thank you very much. Mr. Li just told us that this bridge stretches as long as 55 kilometers. It consists of 2 major parts. One is the link roads and boundary crossing facilities in the 3 cities of Hong Kong, Zhuhai and Macau, and the other is the main bridge structure which runs from the western boundary of Hong Kong in the east to the artificial island we are standing on now in the west. This main bridge structure is 29.6 kilometers long, including a 6.7 km tunnel and a 22.9 km bridge section. The construction of the whole project kicks off in 2009 and completed in this February. So the bridge now is in a simulation operation. This main bridge structure is also the place we're going to have our ride today. We are currently on the artificial island of Zhuhai and Macau. These 2 cities are located on the west bank of the Pearl River, which is the second largest waterway in China in terms of volume. And some 30 kilometers across the sea is the western boundary of Hong Kong. This bridge will slash the travel time between the cities from 3 hours to only 30 minutes. So let's hit the bridge. Before speeding up, I think we need to pay the toll first. This toll gate is where the vehicles from Zhuhai and Macau enter the bridge, and the starting point of our journey today. Electronic toll collection systems are installed at all the 20 lanes of this station, so vehicles can pass through the gate very quickly. And the system adapts both to the ETC cards used in the Chinese mainland and the auto toll payment system used in Hong Kong. And of course, the drivers can also pay their tolls to the clerks directly by cash, credit card, and mobile payments such as Alipay or WeChat. Now we are on the main part of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge now. The whole project is as long as 55 kilometers, and this main structure measures 29.6 kilometers, consisting of a 22.9 km bridge section and a 6.7 km undersea tunnel. I think we should roll down the window and have a glimpse of the South China Sea. These twin towers we are passing through are called sail towers. They're named after the shape, as you can easily tell. Each of the sails is taller than 100 meters. So in sunny days like today, people in downtown Zhuhai and Macau can see this landmark very clearly. It took the engineers 8 years to build this bridge. It's not only because of its size. We can all see how huge it is, but also due to the complexity of this project in terms of engineering as well as coordination. As I mentioned earlier, this place is the estuary of China's second largest waterway in terms of volume, and the nearby cities in the Pearl River Delta are among the busiest ports in the world, so the water area is full of crisscross navigation routes. There are also frequent typhoons, there are also airport height restrictions and high environmental standards. And every single factor here needs to be taken into consideration. In other words, it's an enormous project, but at the same time, its impacts on the environment, on the river flow, navigation, hydrology, etc., all need to be minimized. Does it sound complicated enough right now? Well, it's not over yet. We've just talked about the complexity of engineering, but don't forget the challenges in coordination and management. On one hand, among the departments of road traffic, of cargo and personnel clearance, on car inspection and quarantine, and public security, etc. On the other hand, also among the three cities working together, Hong Kong, Zhuhai, and Macau, these cities, they have different political systems, they have different construction standards, and also different traffic rules. As for traffic, right-hand traffic is used in the Chinese mainland, while left-hand traffic is used in Hong Kong and Macau. You can see now we are driving on the right of the carriageway because the main structure of the bridge is in the Chinese mainland. So the authorities in the three cities all agreed to use right-hand traffic on the bridge, and vehicles from Hong Kong and Macau can switch back to left-hand traffic after passing the clearance facilities. Now we've come to another landmark along the bridge, the Dolphin Towers. This water area is home to Chinese white dolphins, so reducing the disturbance on the animals' activities was a serious challenge faced by the constructors of the bridge. These towers were not built here, but prefabricated in the factory on land and then carried to the sea by trucks and ferries and hoisted and installed to this spot by super large cranes. The three towers, each one taller than a 35-story building and weighs more than 2,600 tons, were installed here in only 3 days. But it took the engineers 3.5 years to prepare for the installation. According to recent research, the population of Chinese white dolphins living in the Pearl River estuary is in steady growth during the past 7 years, and that makes all those endeavors worth it, doesn't it? For those who just tuned in, I'm Lai Yuchun with Xinhua News Agency. My colleagues and I are having a ride on the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, the longest man-made sea crossing in the world. It took the engineers 8 years to build the bridge, and it is completed in February. Right now, the bridge is in a simulation operation. We've just passed 2 landmarks along the bridge. the sail towers and the dolphin towers. And I think we are approaching the middle point of the bridge, and we can see two large steel Chinese knots in front of us. Well, I think we already have enough background information for the moment. So why don't we have a break when we arrive at the Chinese knots? We are almost at the middle point of the main bridge structure of Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. Have you noticed something weird here? Because we are some 15 to 20 kilometers away from Zhuhai and Macau, and also some 15 to 20 meters away from Hong Kong. And I don't even see some structures looks like a conventional base station here. But our live broadcast is still rolling and my cell phone still get full 4G network signals. So what happened here? Where do the telecommunications services come from? Today I have Yang Kai with me here to help us find out the answers. Yang is the project manager of China Tower Company at this bridge. So please tell us your secrets.
Because China Tower had built another bridge for information across the sea, up in the air. We have 25 base stations on the road. The signal could transfer from side to side and cover the whole range. And the multi-band antenna had based on this structure for traffic signs.
Yes.
We all not only share the infrastructure on the road as we've seen, we also share the pilot beneath our feet,
Okay.
and share the communication center on artificial islands. In summary, we believe that the information highway of the bridge, by the bridge, for the bridge, shall be with it for centuries.
Well, and I believe this method has saved you a lot of money and time. Thank you very much, Yang Kai, for answering our questions and also for fixing the network for us. Because without you and your colleague, we won't be able to take pictures and footage of the bridge and post them on social media or send them to our friends. Thank you very much here. And don't forget that don't do that. Don't take pictures when you're driving, and only do that when you're on the passenger seat, okay? And I think we shall continue our ride here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello to those who are just tuning in. I'm Lai Yuchun with Xinhua News Agency. Today we're having a ride on the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, the longest man-made sea crossing in the world, which is currently in a simulation operation. We've just passed the bridge towers named the Chinese Knots, which is the middle point of our journey today. And right now we are approaching an artificial island in the sea. Now we are approaching an artificial island in the sea, which is the connecting point of the bridge section and the undersea tunnel. So we are going to descend from this bridge some 20 meters in the air to a tunnel that is over 40 meters under the sea bottom. I'm gonna keep my eyes wide open as this is not something I can see every day. So you may be curious about the reason why these crazy engineers are building a tunnel within a bridge and two small artificial islands to link them together. Wouldn't it be easier to build just one big bridge? Well, yes, it would, but in that case, the bridge needs to be super huge, at least 80 meters high, and the bridge towers will rise to more than 200 meters. Why? Because like I said before, it is crossing one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, and many 100,000-ton class vessels need to pass through. Besides, just a few kilometers to the northeast is the Hong Kong International Airport, to and from which 1,100 flights are flying every day, so the height of the bridge must be kept under 88 meters to ensure the safety of the airplanes. It seems that going undersea was the only solution. Well, of course, it was a painfully difficult solution. The 6.7 km tunnel is the most challenging part of the whole project in terms of construction. It's the longest and deepest car tunnel in the world. The tunnel is made of 33 huge tubes. Each of them is 180 meters long and weighs 80,000 tons, which is heavier than 320 Airbus A380 combined. These tubes were all prefabricated on land and then installed and connected in the sea. It took the engineers 96 hours to lay the first tube, and many of them couldn't sleep for several consecutive nights. But what we can see now is just this beautiful, seamless undersea tunnel. Can you imagine that they're all prefabricated on land and installed and connected under the sea? Similar to the tunnel, the whole Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge was pieced together with different parts built in different locations like building blocks. It's the progress of China's equipment manufacturing industry that makes this construction method possible. And at the same time, this project is also the crystallization of the wisdom and experiences of many, many designers and engineers from different countries around the world. And I want to remind those who just tuned in, I'm La Yuchen with Xinhua News Agency. I am having a ride in the longest and deepest car tunnel in the world, which is part of a 55 km sea bridge currently in simulation operation. This bridge links the cities of Hong Kong, Zhuhai, and Macau together, slashing the land travel time from 3 hours to only 30 minutes. This mega project will be open to traffic soon on 24-hour basis. Cars and shuttle buses are expected to carry more than 120,000 people to cross the bridge every day in 2030 and boost the bi-directional tourism. So now we've come to the other artificial island connecting the tunnel and the bridge section of Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, which is also the terminal point of our journey today. I think we shall get upstairs to the rooftop and have a very good look at this mega project. Let's go. We are now on the rooftop of the eastern artificial island on the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. Look over there. That's Hong Kong. That's the Hong Kong Link Road of the bridge, which leads to the Hong Kong boundary crossing facilities and then Hong Kong International Airport, to and from where 1,100 flights are flying every day. We are on this bridge at the heart of the most dynamic city clusters in the world. This Bay Area is the trade and financial center, manufacturing base, and innovation hub of the country. And with this bridge, the cities I'm not talking about just Hong Kong, Zhuhai, and Macau, but as well as other cities in the Pearl River Delta are integrating together at a pace even faster than before. If you like this live broadcast, please share it with your friends. I'm Lai Yuchen with Xinhua News Agency. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.